Hi, and welcome back to the 8-bit Retro Refix. And on this week's episode, we're going to take a look at a Philips 8833 that doesn't work. This monitor was brought to me by a gentleman a couple of weeks ago, just before the Amiga show. Didn't work, nothing was working on it, just did a high-pitched buzz like that. So there you go, that's all it does, and the power switch is broken. I do have a new power switch, well, a new second-hand one. I refurbished a 1084 a while ago, my own, and took the old switch out because I knew that they're broken and put a new switch in it. And so I kept the old switch, so that still works. So we'll put that in, we're going to put a flyback into it, and we'll see how it goes, see if we've got a winner. So let's get on with it. So this is the Philips CM8833-II Monitor that we picked up, and I'm going to switch it on now and let you see what it does. All we get is a high-pitched squeal, and when you switch it off it peters out. So I'm believing that that is the flyback. You can see the cover's missing off the front. Unfortunately, that has a broken tag on this end, which we're going to have to try and glue back on if we can somehow, and see if we can rescue that cover, because it would be nice to keep the original cover on the front rather than a 3D printed one. So I'm just going to switch that on now and let you have a listen to it. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go. I'll switch it off. So that's the noise that we're getting from it. I'll just try and move the microphone to the side so you can try and see if you can hear it any better. So we'll try it again. So we get no power light, look, and nothing. Zippo. So that's what we've got, and that's what we're going to have to try and fix. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to take the screws out of the back, take the back cover off, and then I'll see you again then. Right, I've got the back off. There were about 2 screws at the top, there were a couple of screws at the bottom, and there was one right in the end of here. You can't see, it's off camera. It's just in between the chroma and the composite and the audio, so that just holds that in place there. So what we need to do now is discharge that flyback because we switched it on. There might not be any power in it, to be fair, if that flyback's not working, so fingers crossed. So all I do with it is, you don't need much, all you need to do is earth the thing. So we try and find an earth. Should be an earth somewhere up here somewhere. We just got to try and find an earth, and I've just got a bit of wire twisted around there, so we should be able to go in there underneath that cap. And we should be able to discharge it if we don't really pull it out as well. So that seems okay. So we can just grab all of that now. Flick back, have a look. And that says flyback disconnected from the tube. So what we've got is a jammed in power switch, which I'm going to need to change that. I do have a second hand one which I'm going to put in there to make that good, and we need to change that flyback. So we need to get everything off this board that we possibly can and pull the motherboard out of the way so we can work on it. So I've taken the bottom 2 screws out, so that motherboard should just be able to slide backwards and forwards now, if I remember rightly. There we go, yeah, it just slides out, look, just like that. So I'm going to pull the neck board off, and we'll disconnect any wires on its way. So be very, very careful with the neck board. Just wiggle it backwards and forwards, left and right a little bit, until it comes away easily. You will find that there's probably a wire that comes up to it there. So we're just going to have to snip that cable tie. off there. Yeah, okay, we'll deal with that later. Off there, so we've got a few wires that go to the neck board, look. So we'll just take that off. Get the power, let's get the cables out of that. It should just come straight off, to be fair. Get out! So, where does this one go? That's an earth that goes off to the degauss coil. So we'll just pull that off there. And the other two wires, them two, come from the flyback. So just to get them out of the way for the minute, we'll snip that. And we'll snip that. So in same colours, so we know where they go. So that's his neck board off. We don't need that screwdriver anymore because we've done with that. So that's that wire that comes off the neck board. This will probably come on the motherboard somewhere. And that comes from the flyback, that's flyback, that's flyback. We've got a main earth cable here that we need to pull off. So we'll just pull out that, like that. So that's the main off there. Let's tilt it back and see if there's anything else that's holding. What have we got? We might have an LED switch. So I don't know whether you can see in there or not, but there's a grey plug there, which is an LED. So we'll just unplug that. And then we should just be able to pull this board out. There shouldn't be anything else holding that. Yes, there is. We can see this other cable here. So we'll just pop that out of the clip if I can. That comes around to the side of the flyback, which we just should be able to pop off, the same as the neckboard one. That should come out of there, and that should leave us with the board itself. Maybe not. Right, so we're down to the board. What I've done is, if I can bring it on camera for you. So that just there is where the flyback is. So all I've done is I've looked for broken solder joints around that flyback, just to make sure that there's no broken contacts in there, and that's the reason why it's not firing up. But they all look good. So we need to get that flyback off there, and we need to get the power switch off here. So I think what we'll do first is we'll go for the power switch. So I've set the desolder station at 380 just because some pins on the flyback are a little bit stronger. So what I'm going to do is take the switch off and the flyback off all in one go, and then I can put the desolder station away. Not got a lot of room when you're playing with CRT televisions, to be fair, but that's what we're going to do. We're up at 230 at the moment, so once that's done, we'll get them out. Right, here we go. Let's put some flux on it. So we've got the flyback out, bit of a pain, and we've got the original switch out, and I've swapped over the mounting brackets, so you can see that's the one with the broken end off the end of there. I don't know whether we have to snip that off or not, but we'll find out in due course. This is an old switch which I salvaged out of one of the old systems, which still does work better than what this thing does. So that doesn't hold in anymore, look. So that stops in, and that one doesn't. So that's his knackered old switch that we don't need anymore. That's his knackered old flyback that we don't need anymore. So we'll just take them out of the way, out of the equation, and we shall crack on putting this back in. Right, so that should be all the soldering finished. I'm going to give that a clean off, and then I'll flip it back over, and we'll have a look at the neck board. So we're down to the neck board now, and if you can see in there J1, which is the grey wire, and the black wire goes into the neck itself. So there's some little clips that we've got to get off here. They are quite awkward, so I'm hoping we can just pop these off straight up from underneath here. So let's try and get into the side of there, under that one. We'll try and get under that one then first. Without breaking them. There must be a tool for these things. There must be something how they come out of there, but well, it's time to test it. Will it work or will it not? Let's try. So let's switch the power on first. Ooh, we now have a power light, and I can hear the high voltage buzz. We've got some little lines on the screen there, but that might just be down to the brightness. I don't know what them lines are, so if there's anybody out there that you can explain to me about what them lines are, I haven't got a clue. They just seem to be there all the time for some reason. I don't know why. So hopefully it doesn't affect the picture. So let's switch the Commodore on. Way. Do 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 do. Then you can see the lines come back if you turn the brightness up. You turn the brightness down a little bit, so they disappear. It's not too bad, it's a pretty good screen. Let's turn that down a bit. So we've got his horizontal left and right on that one. We've got his brightness there, we've got his contrast, which we'll lose his screen. And then we've got saturation at the side. So that all works. And we've got the green button. So we can go into green screen. So that's absolutely awesome. It looks like we've now got monitor back up and running. Yay! We still do need to do something about this front cover across the front. So yeah, wow, that fixed it. The screen's great, it looks really, really crisp. Everything's hunky-dory. It doesn't look like on the back of the neck. You can usually see it getting black in there if it's been used a lot. It's not, it's very, very clean, so I think it's low hours. The motherboard Yeah, it had a little bit of dust on it, but it was pretty good, to be fair. So the flyback's in, we've got a brand new flyback in there, and we've got a new second-hand switch in there, and it's all up and running. Awesome stuff, so I can now put that with one of the retro systems and bring that out and display it in my games room. So, thanks for watching, guys. If you've enjoyed this episode, please hit the subscribe, please hit the thumbs up, hit the notification bell for all up and coming videos. We have got lots and lots and lots on the channel coming up. I've got a couple of Amiga 1200 recaps to do on capacitor replacement, and we have got a Nintendo 64, which is a bit of a pain in the arse. But yeah, that'll be another video that's coming up as well. So we do have lots and lots coming. I can go on for ages. But that's it for this week's episode, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.